Hello students, welcome to DIADEMY IAS. In this video we are going to discuss about the GS1 mains history related questions answers. Today only mains examination was held in GS1 in the morning. Now we are going to understand very clearly that how the questions were asked and how to frame the answers. Here you can see, as usual, every year 10 marker, 10 questions, 15 marker, 10 questions. In first 10 marker questions, first 3 are history related. Underline the changes in the field of society and economy from the Rigvedic to later Vedic period. It is asking about Rigvedic to later Vedic period. What were the changes in society as well as economy? Two elements are there and 2 periods are given. That is the first question. If we understand this, always in my classes, if you might be observing, I used to draw India map very clearly, and the first important element which we need to understand with respect to any history topic is in which location that particular topic is talking about and in which time period. Here it is talking about Rigveda and later Vedic period. Now when it comes to Rigveda and later Vedic period, here I am drawing Indian subcontinent, not the modern day India, Pakistan and Bangladesh, but geographical entity, because history is linked with geography. That's why to understand even this question also, we are trying to understand this natural boundary. This is how natural boundary looks. Himalayas to Indian Ocean. This question is asking about in Rigveda and later Vedic period, how the society and economy changed. What is the early Vedic period? This is the early Vedic period, because in this location near Indus, Saptasindhva river. So it is saying that in the Rigveda itself, near Saptasindhva, this is how Sindhu and its tributaries, that is the location of early Vedic. So this is early Vedic. What is the source? Rigveda. So whatever Rigveda says, that is referring to this location, the geographic location. And next, after this, in the later Vedic time period, people called Aryans migrated to this. Later Vedic text, other Vedas and associated literature explains about this particular region as well. Later Vedic period. Period is 1000 BC to 600 BC. This is the time period. When it comes to Rigveda, period is 1500 BC to 1000 BC. So once you identify in which location this particular question is asking, then framing the answer is going to be very, very easy. Now when it comes to 1500 to 1000 BC, now you see underline the changes in the field of society and economy from the Rigvedic to the later Vedic period. Underline the changes. Here, how the society was there and how it transformed in this region. Society. And here, how the economy was there, and in this, how economy. So when we are writing the question, introduction is going to be just in history, always a better way to introduce any answer is to start with some kind of evidence that for early Vedic time period, Rigveda is the source, and for later Vedic time period, other Vedas and associated texts are the. So based on the evidence that is available from Rigveda and other Vedas, we can understand the changes in the society and economy from early Vedic time period to later Vedic time period. Simple, that is one introduction you can give. Now when it comes to framing the answer, how to frame the answer? Here two parts are given. And after that introduction, now society of early Vedic or simply society, early Vedic time period society, later Vedic society. Next one, economy. In early Vedic, how the economy was there, and in later Vedic, how economy was there. This is the simple way of society and economy and conclusion. So this is how you need to frame. This is one way. Another way is, in early Vedic, society, economy. In later Vedic, society and economy. There are two ways. On both ways, you can make this question. Either this method also or this method also. Both are perfectly all right. Now to understand, to explain you what is the answer, what is the content here, I will explain that how this changed. In the initial phase, the Rigvedic people were nomadic in nature. Therefore, they were moving from one place to the other place, nomadic in nature. That is society. Tribal in nature, tribal society. And next, when it comes to women, more liberal in nature. Family was limited in nature. That means small tribes, population of the tribe is very small. Family is the basic unit. And education system is whatever they were having, Sanskrit education and Rigveda, that is open for all. There is no Varna system. There is no caste system, Jati system at this time. Simply they divided the society into warriors, priests and commoners, like that. And when it comes to, that is society. When it comes to economy at this period, main economy was depending on the cow. That means pastoral means animal rearing, cattle. When it comes to agriculture, the basic crop at this point of time is yava, barley. And trading activities are very limited in nature. And when it comes to artisan activities, basic artisan activities, and they were warrior-like community. That's why chariot making is an important one. But along with chariot making, weaving and food-related products. So like that, they were having simple economy, simple agriculture, simple trading practices. Now when it comes to this area, they are settled life. Society is settled life. System, 4 Varnas. Earlier egalitarian, now it is 4 Varnas, Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra, it will emerge. Now this 4 Varnas, now some privileges, some lower privilege, no privileges for the lower section. Here wish was the common people, here the term Vaishya will emerge from there. When it comes to women condition, more restrictions will come from them. Earlier, women were given education also, they were even allowed in participating in political Sabha Samiti also. Here, that is not possible. The liberty is coming down. That is women related condition. Education more enlarged. That's why more number of Vedas and other. But here, education was limited to upper sections, not the lower sections. That's how Vedic society. Now, when it comes to economy, here Gangetic Valley, very fertile soil. Artisan, the nomadic system done. Some people might be following, but majority were started following settled agriculture, settlement. Agriculture is the mainstay. Now rice, wheat, barley, everything rice, they were yava, vrihi, goduma, like that they were following. Now artisan activities became even more complex. And now when it comes to trading activities also, here they were trading from distant areas also. Sometime it was mentioned even Samudra also. Probably they were having less frequently also, at least they touched the sea also. And Nishka, there was one term called Nishka that is probably used for, it was not a coin, it was used for exchange mechanism. It was a kind of jewelry. And when it comes to artisan activities, they were having gold, they know gold, silver. And most importantly, here copper is the technology and here iron is the technology. With iron technology, iron tools came. So this is how broadly society in this time, society in this period, economy here and economy here. So from simple tribal society to settled stratified society will emerge. From pastoralism society to settled agriculture in economy. So that's how. Once you understand this, you can also draw this one in the map, in the box. It appears even better. So clarity will be there that which area you are talking about and which time period you are talking about. That is the first question. Next one. Second one is the estimate the contribution of Pallavas of Kanchi for the development of art and literature of South India. Now, this question is talking about which period, which region? This question is talking about this region. Here, Pallavas were there. Major during 600s, 500s, 600s and 700s, they were very powerful. Pallavas, capital was Kanchipuram. Now question is asking about, again, direction. Now we got two elements. When you are talking about history, any development, two elements always keep in mind, two fundamental elements. What is the location we are talking about and what is the time period we are talking about. Once we know about location, then automatically we come to know about many things like what are the resources in that area, what is the nature of geographical features of that area, either rivers are there, fertile soil is there, or mountains are there, hills are there, plateaus are there. Depending on these kind of geographical phenomena, different unique kind of society will emerge from there. Automatically, many elements will click in the brain automatically the moment you know the geographic location. And next point is time period. Once you understand the time period, then what happens? If it is 500s, this is 6th century CE to 8th century CE. It is 1500 BC. Now we are talking about something that developed after 2000 years since Rigveda. Then by the time so many developments have taken place in the country, so much diversity, and here we are talking about literature, art. So question is, estimate the contribution of Pallavas of Kanchi, contribution of these people for the development of art and literature. That's it. So simply, what is the contribution of these people for art and literature? And when it comes to architecture, it talks about Pallavas, what they have done. When it comes to Pallavas, either you can come by ruler also or in general also. When it comes to literature, architecture, sculpture, music, painting. These are the important components of art and architecture, literature, architecture. And when it comes to literature, Mahendra Varman I, he himself has an author. He wrote Matavilasa Prahasana. He exposed what is the evil elements in the monasteries. That itself is one of the important. Then Bharavi, Kiratarjuniyam, one book was written during Pallavas. Dandin, he wrote Dashakumara Charita, that is another important. Next, Alvars and Nayanars. Alvars were Bhakti saints. Alvars and Nayanars, suppose if you separately also you can give Bhakti movement. Alvars were Vishnu saints, Nayanars were Shiva saints. Tirumurai, Nalayar Drivya Prabandham, like that literature were developed. Tamil literature, Sanskrit literature developed. Telugu literature also at the southern parts. But mostly here, Tamil is emerging and majorly Sanskrit literature was flourishing. When it comes to Sanskrit colleges, they were having some colleges called Gatikas. Gatika is a college, Sanskrit colleges. It will promote literature. Kanchipuram is a famous university. There, people, it is known for Sanskrit studies. That is another important one. When it comes to architecture, three places are there. One is Mahabalipuram, Pallavaram and Kanchipuram. In these places, different monuments were built. Rock cut temples were built. Shore temple was built. Kailashanada temple was built. Vaikunta Perumal temple was built. That is about architecture. And when it comes to sculpture, in Mahabalipuram, on the temples, on the walls of Kanchipuram temples, so many sculptures were created. Puranic stories were sculpted. And when it comes to music, Mahendravarman I himself was a good musician, and they patronized music and dance as well. Painting, Sittana Vasal caves, a Jain caves were there. Some paintings belong to Pallava period. And Mahendravarman, he is a multi-talented person. He was also known for multi-talented. He also patronized paintings also. Likewise, and Bhakti movement, Alvars and Nayanars were flourishing at this point of time. So their contribution is the Rigvedic tradition and later Vedic tradition. Later, after few centuries, it's going to take deep roots in South India. Pallavas are going to contribute for Sanskrit knowledge, Sanskrit tradition, and Sanskrit education going to take deep roots in deep south during Pallava time period. Later, that is going to be taken to the new heights by the Cholas who later come in even below Tanjavur. So this is how this question is about this only. Like that. Now next question. What were the events that led to the Quit India movement? Point out its results. So what are the events that led to the Quit India movement? Quit India movement was it is simply asking about what are the events that led to Quit India movement. So simply if you simplify it, causes and consequences. Easiest question. Because Quit India movement is the very important landmark events in our modern Indian history, and thereafter we got independence. But before that, Indians were fighting a lot. Now when it comes to causes, here Cripps mission came. Question is about what were the events that led to Quit India movement? Point out its results. What are the events that led to what are the events? Cripps mission. When Cripps mission came, what is the purpose of Cripps mission? Because in 1939, World War II started. World War II started. Now Japan, Berlin, Germany, Italy, Japan were fighting against United Kingdom, USA and other Western countries. By 1941, USA, UK, USSR all on one side, Japan, Germany and Italy on one side. They were fighting. India told, we will not support this war unless you shift loyal authority, sovereignty to Indians. But they did not listen. They told dominion status. After this, August offer came. We rejected. Then individual, Gandhiji started individual satyagraha. Vinoba Bhave was the first person. Jawaharlal Nehru was the second person. They started. Their intention is to generate awareness among the people and also to fight for the liberties. Because during wartime period, British, during First World War, they curtailed the liberties of Indians. Now, that should not happen once again. They were trying to create awareness. Many Indians, nearly 25,000 Indians were arrested because of individual satyagraha. Later, it gained the momentum after some time when London itself started attacked by Hitler. Hitler started bombing London itself. Now London faced pressure. They wanted support from India. Now India did not say that we will not support this war unless you transfer the power to Indians. Meanwhile, in 1941-42, Japan also continuously expanding in the Southeast Asia. Now this side is getting attacked, and in Europe also attacked. They wanted to take the support of India. That's why they came to India. But at this point of time, Indians said, no, you better quit India. That is the moment Gandhiji gave the slogan, do or die. He gave the slogan to people that either we die in the attempt or we will free India. That is the slogan. These are the various events that happened before the quit India and consequences. Now, immediately arrest Gandhiji and many Congress leaders were arrested immediately. Many political parties joined Quit India movement. Everybody supported except a few people. Next, rural, urban, no divide. Everywhere this movement spread. Women also spread. Women became very important, played very important role in this. Next, INA, Indian National Army was created under the leadership of Subhash Chandra Bose. Now that tried to liberate India from British, but it was caught. Later INA trials happened. It encouraged even more Indians to come to the streets. Royal Indian Navy mutiny also happened, and it inspired later developments. Finally, in 1947, India became independent. So it's a plain question, simple question, that what are the causes and what are the consequences. So that is about this particular question. Next one. This is 3 questions done. These are the first 3 questions. 11th question. 11th you can see. Though the great Cholas are no more, yet their name is still remembered with great pride because of their highest achievements in the domain of art and architecture. Comment. Similar to Pallavas, and only the location goes little bit downward. Here, the location is like this. When Cholas, they are going to create an empire like this. This is the first Indian-based empire which created an empire beyond oceans. Tamil Nadu, Southern Karnataka, Andhra, and they reached up to Gangetic Valley also. That's why they have even taken the title Gangai Kondan. They created one city also called Gangai Konda Cholapuram. Capital was Tanjavur. Always space, geography and time. And time is 900s to 1100s and up to 1200s. So 900s onwards raised, thousands and 1100s it reached the peak, and 1200s onwards declined. And what is the question? Though the great Cholas are no more, they are not living now, yet their name is still remembered. Yet we are still remembering Cholas with great pride because of their highest achievements in the domain of art and architecture. So art and architecture. In these places, similar to the structure is going to be like this. Literature, architecture, sculpture, music, painting and so on, same. And when it comes to literature, Tamil flourishes. One famous writer, Kamban, he translates Sanskrit Ramayana into Tamil. It becomes an important Tamil Ramayana. Architecture, Brihadeshwara temple, known for its grandeur, magnificent, the temple. Other temples also in Gangaikonda Cholapuram also, in Airavateshwara, in another temple also Airavateshwara temple. Combinedly they are called great living Chola temples. UNESCO World Heritage Site also. World Heritage tag also given to them. Sculpture on the temples, Puranic gods, Hindu gods, goddesses were sculpted very beautifully. Bronze sculpture, Nataraja sculpture became another very famous sculpture during this time period, Chola temples. Next, music, they patronized music and dance also. In the temples, they used to patronize music and dance. Painting, Tanjavur Brihadeshwara temple was having beautiful paintings also. And when it comes to Bhakti, Alvar Naina tradition was continuing. Whatever started during Pallava time period, it was going on. And other philosophies are also emerging, starting with Adi Shankara. Adi Shankara started Advaita, Ramanujacharya, Visishta Advaita. So that new philosophical changes were also going on at this particular point of time. Even they have taken this art and culture to other parts of world also. Even today, we can identify in Southeast Asia the Hindu culture and the sculptures. Already before Cholas itself, the ideas went because of direct presence in this area. Indian traditions, Hindu traditions became even more stronger in these areas. So this is about their contribution to art and architecture. So that's what art and architecture, we are remembering them same like. So two questions, Pallavas and Cholas on similar pattern. Next one, how far is it correct to say that First World War was fought essentially for the preservation of balance of power? So what is the reason? World War I, what is the time? What is the location? We should always, whenever question comes, the first thing which you should immediately remember is in which location this development was taking place and what is the time period. Now it is talking about World War I. And where is World War I? This is one. Now in this location, Germany, there was Austria, Ottoman Turks, Austria, Germany and Ottomans. They formed a group. Russia, France, United Kingdom formed another group. So this World War I was fought. This is saying that, asking that question is, how far is it correct to say that First World War was fought essentially for the preservation of balance of power? What is the balance of power means? Every power is balanced by the neighboring power. So that means, suppose if Germany is powerful, now Germany is controlled or limited its power by neighboring. So Germany cannot grow left side, Germany cannot grow east side, because both west side and east side are maintaining stronghold. So that even though Germany wants to expand its territories, they will not expand, because balance, the power of Germany balanced by the neighboring and other powers in the Europe. If Italy wants to expand, they cannot, because if they expand to other countries will attack that. They will maintain balance. England don't want to expand, because if they expand unnecessarily, then it will affect the other people and they will fight with that. France, whatever power they got and they are happy with that, now they don't want to disturb it. Russia, already it's a very big, now it don't want to disturb its position. Ottoman is having its own territories. Even though it is a weak position, it wants to maintain its position. Balance of power. That means the power of each and every country is balanced by the equations of other powers. The moment Austria attacked Serbia, because Austrian prince, he who is going to become the next king of Austria, Archduke Ferdinand, was assassinated by a nationalist in Serbia, a Bosnian Herzegovina. So Serbs, they attacked Archduke Ferdinand. Now the moment nationalist forces attacked, Austria wanted to teach a lesson to Serbia. Now this created trouble between Austria and Serbia. Now the Slavs were fighting against their national spirit. Austria wanted to preserve its existing power. Austria, when it attacked the Slavs, Russia wanted to preserve that, and Russia wanted to go in support of the Slavs, and it mobilized its forces. Now, when it mobilized its forces, Germany thought that if Russia enters into the war, the balance of power equation will change. It wants to preserve it. Germany also mobilized and it declared war. Earlier, the Triple Alliance and Triple Entente, three groups were formed. Triple Alliance between like Germany, Austria, Italy. Triple Alliance. When it comes to United Kingdom, France and Russia, they formed a group called Triple Entente. So perfect balance of power is being maintained at this particular point of time. Now, if one country mobilized, the other country felt that they are going to alter the balance of power, they want to curtail that. That's why when Austria and Serbia issue emerged, all other countries also wanted to preserve that order. That's why one after the other, everybody entered in. Nobody wants to destroy this order, but everybody forced to enter into this war. But that is not the only one. That's why question is how far. The question is asking about how far is it correct? Is it the only reason? Is it just to maintain balance of power? No, it is not the only reason, because there were already some competitions. Germany want more colonies, but already colonized by France. It has to fight with France. Germany wanted to make more naval power strong, but that is already in that area. United Kingdom is very strong. United Kingdom felt that its naval force will be in danger. Now, when it comes to Italy, Italy wants to once again become glorious like Roman Empire, expansionist. So, other factors like expansionism, imperialism, ultra-nationalism, competition for colonies, exploitation, competition for the exploitation of the colonies like Africa, Asia, in other places, that also created tensions and that led to World War I. So how far balance of power? Balance of power equation is only one element of it. The remaining aspects, nationalism also, extreme nationalism, competition for colonies, imperialist ambitions, and the past humiliation between, the historical humiliation between France and Germany. That is also another reason. Germany humiliated France in 1871 by declaring German king in the Hall of Mirrors of France that Germany king is now on what Germany emperor. So that means German empire was declared inside the France by defeating France. Earlier France was very powerful one, it felt humiliated, it wants to take revenge. Revenge attitude also another cause. So all these were the causes for the World War I reasons. So this is how you can say like different elements. It's not only about the balance of power considerations like a Triple Alliance and a Triple Entente alone, not the reasons. Other factors, economic considerations, political considerations, military disarmament, they were continuously expanding their military arsenal. It created fear among the other people. Everybody entered into the arms race. Now that led to the disaster of World War I. So balance of power is only one angle, but remaining as a question also says how far. So first you explain balance of power, remaining other factors we need to explain. Next question, last one. How far was the Industrial Revolution in England responsible for the decline of handicrafts and cottage industries in India? It is one of the most important questions in our modern India. When we are talking about nationalism, the rise of nationalism, we are going to talk about something called drain of wealth. What is drain of wealth? India's wealth drained to Europe, London. Dadabhai Naoroji was the most prominent economist who exposed this drain of wealth. According to this, here when they explained very clearly that what happened since the beginning of the colonization. So they have explained us that whatever, when it comes to industrialization benefited England. When they are coming to India, here industrialization, question is saying that how the industrialization in England here affected industries and artisans. So that is what we are going to understand. So here, how far was the Industrial Revolution in England responsible for the decline of handicrafts and cottage industries in India. Decline of industries and cottages in India. Handicrafts and cottage industries. How to explain this? Here, they wanted raw material, cotton. They will take the cotton to this place. Now, they will bring the cloth, textile. If Indian manufacturers, if Indian textiles have to export, they will impose the duties on Indian products. But when it comes to their imports, Indian exports will attract the duties, whereas imports into India will be one-way free trade. That means British textiles will come to India without attracting much import duties. As a result, British textiles will be at a cheaper price, whereas Indian products will be at a higher price. Even if Indians wants to export also, they will become even more price, even more increased by more export duties also. One-way free trade, it affected Indian handicrafts. Now, cotton, whatever is supposed to happen, this cotton was taken to the industries in London. Another one, market-wise, how they captured market. When it comes to Indian artisans were having a specialized market. In case of earlier, Nawabs were there, Rajas were there, Jamindars were there. They were providing the market to Indian artisans, Indian handicrafts and cottage industries. Now these people were eliminated. The power of nobles, Nawabs removed, power of Rajas removed, Jamindars were removed, and they were not able to encourage, patronize the Indian artisans. So on one hand, raw material taken. On the other hand, more products were imports, more products dumped in India, and market capturing also they have completely taken. This was best explained by Karl Marx himself. That quotation also you can give, very well important and very apt to this kind of question, that he told, Karl Marx, he was observing in 1850s. Karl Marx is the one who wrote a Communist Manifesto, and later his ideology is going to completely change the old history itself of in the coming future after 1850s. He observed that the handloom was completely broken by the British intruders. He told the handloom of India was completely broken by a British intruder and inundated, or means flooded, the very mother country of cotton with a lot of textiles. Mother country of cotton means among the world, India is one of the earliest countries which produced cotton. That means which manufactured textiles, one of the earliest in the civilizations itself. When other people are living in the hunting and gathering stage, Indians were manufacturing textiles and cotton was produced and textiles were made. Karl Marx told, such a ancient civilization, which is the mother country of cotton, flooded with textiles, the handloom of Indians was completely broken by the British intruder. So this itself summarizes, explains the impact of the British colonial policies on Indian industries. In this way, you can answer this question in a very clearly detailed manner. How far was the Industrial Revolution in England was responsible for the decline of handicrafts and cottage industries in India? So that was explained later by Dadabhai Naoroji, R.C. Dutt, M.G. Ranade. Economist, you can quote the facts related to economy, their important books also, Poverty and Un-British Rule, Economic History of India, likewise. You can quote those books also. So with these facts and with maps wherever possible, you can draw the maps also. With this, you can get very good score in history related questions. So this is how you can handle questions. 6 questions, 3 10-marker questions, 3 15-marker questions. That means total 75 marks. 75 marks questions came this year. One question related to Vedic, another one Pallavas, another Cholas, another one World War I. First time after a long gap, they are asking one question on world history also, and Quit India movement, and also economy during British. So modern India 2 questions, old history 1 question, early medieval 2 questions, ancient India 1 question. So if you observe this, regional kingdoms, please remember regional kingdoms, like after Guptas what happened, after Delhi Sultans what happened. Even in prelims also, mains also, these type of questions are coming. Please remember, you do not neglect the regional kingdoms. In prelims also, in mains also, the contribution of these regional kingdoms are being focused more. This year also, that is the evidence. In this way, you can answer the questions. Thank you very much.